We've had another quick changeover, another very quick changeover here. As you can see, obviously we've just finished Rayo Vallecano and Real Betis, so I need to change the scoreboard because we was literally the game was approaching the finish, and there was added time that was going on. It's actually still going on. We've had to end the Betis against Rayo Vallecano live to make sure we're live in time for the Charlton Wycombe one, because it's just dragged on. It's just dragged on far too long. So we're now live for Charlton against Wycombe in a very big League One playoff semi-final to see who will meet Leyton Orient in the final. So bear with. We're just going to change the scoreboard and get the old scoreboard looking right. Let's do that very quickly, and I'll be right with you. There's a corner here already. Right, Wycombe, come on. Yeah. Right, Wycombe. Come on, where are you? There's Wycombe. Right, and it isn't 2-2. It isn't 2-2. And it's 2 minutes in. There you go. We're right. There we go. We're all synced up now. We're all synced up and we're off. We're underway. Wycombe. Charlton against Wycombe. It's a corner to Wycombe. Ball whipped in from the left-hand side. It's cleared away by Charlton. But just a reminder, by the way, of this one. It's been a really fantastic season for both of these sides. I think the end of the season was not a particularly good one for Wycombe. I think they were obviously hoping that they would maybe be able to make it into the into the final sort of automatic playoff spot. They were competing with Wrexham for such a long time, and then the end of the season they just kind of fell away. They lost the three games at the end of the season, and it didn't quite work out for them. For Charlton, it was kind of the opposite, wasn't it? They finished the season with, what was it, 4 or 5 wins in 6, or 4 wins in 5. Again, brilliant, really strong end to the season to get them there. Jadon, what was the Betis score? It finished at Betis. I don't know if it's finished or if it's still playing. There was a few minutes left to go when we ended the live. So it's finished 2-2. It has finished 2-2, as I hoped it would do. Thank the Lord. Right, so it has finished in Betis 2-2. William, how's it going? Love your setup. Better on this side. Cheers, Will. Thanks, mate. Appreciate you. Thanks so much for coming over as well. I am going to have to go live as well on TikTok and the various other places. But before I do just want to say, I know we're 3 minutes into the game, so I apologise. I usually give this whole spiel announcement before the game, but I do just want to say, make sure you go and check out our loyal sponsors, Match Bingo. Match Bingo are absolutely fantastic. They are sponsoring Premier League Dad. They're helping us grow as a channel. They're helping us do all these lives that we're doing. All these lives are brought to you by Match Bingo, basically. They're a fantastic bunch of guys. They're growing as an app incredibly quickly. Over 10,000 active users in the UK. They've paid out over £200,000. And if you like a bet on the footy, go and check out Match Bingo. I love a bet on the footy. I'm sure you like a bet on the footy. And if you deposit £5, if you go and set up an account now, right, if you want to do me don't do me a favour, do yourself a favour. Go and set up an account on Match Bingo, deposit £5, you get £10 free, right? And you get a Match Bingo card, and basically what it is it's the same as a bet on the footy, combined with all the fun and excitement you'd get with bingo. You get 15 random events in a game on a bingo card, and it says things like, for example, free kick to Sunderland, corner to Sheffield United. That's what it'll say in the playoff final, right? Go and do the whole thing, and as those events happen through the game, they get marked off on your bingo card. You get prizes for the line, prizes for 2 lines, prizes for the full house, the same way you do for a bingo game. And it's really good. Go and check it out. Go and scan the QR code that's on the screen right now, or click the link that's in the description. And thank you again, a massive thank you again to Match Bingo, who are sponsoring every single live on Premier League Dad to the end of the season. We are bringing you more lives than any other fan channel anywhere. More lives than any fan channel anywhere. I say this all the time, I've got to say it. Mark Goldbridge did 16 lives last month. 16 lives. I did 16 last week, right? If you're looking for the best volume, the best quality, it's right here. We do League 1, League 2, Championship, Premiership, League 1, La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga. We do them all. SPL, we're doing them all. So make sure you do. Give us a like, give us a follow, and go and check out Match Bingo. If you want to support the channel, go and check them out. And thank you so much for all the support so far. With that said, let's get on with the game. We're 5 minutes in. Let's get on with the game. I can actually start the game now. Will, I thought I'd get the premium view. Good lad, Will. That's what we like. Scott Grice, can't believe Stockport County got beat, pal. Yeah, mate, it was unlucky, wasn't it? It was on penalties as well. I mean, it's always going to be unlucky, that. Always going to be an unlucky end to a game when you get beat on penalties. So, I feel for you, Scott. Really feel for you, mate. We will keep you updated as well on the other games that are going on tonight. Obviously, Espanyol against Barcelona. Barcelona can, I believe, win La Liga tonight. So yeah, we'll be checking out Espanyol against Barcelona. Getafe against Bilbao as well is another one to keep an eye on. So we'll be keeping an eye out for that one. There's not really much else, I don't believe, in terms of La Liga tonight. And this is the only real League One game going on, obviously, due to the playoffs. Leyton Orient got through, so it's just this one. Charlton, the shot, and that's probably the first shot on target there. Clark's personalised products up the Bilbao. Cheers, Stanny. Thanks for all the likes, mate. You're an absolute diamond. Thank you. Big atmosphere here at the Valley. I don't know who I'm fancying for this one. I do think Charlton's the team to watch. The way that they're certainly the form team, I think. Wycombe are maybe the better team. But Charlton are certainly the form team. And I've had a feeling about Charlton going into these playoffs. I just had a feeling that it'll be Charlton that end up going up. So I know there's Leyton Orient and I get all that, but I do think my money's on Charlton. Stanley, you want Charlton to win the playoffs? Great ground, great fans. Yeah, there you go. See, we're on the same page without even saying it, Stanley. I'm totally with you, mate. Absolutely agree. Clark's personalised products. I've got the playoff match on too. Nice. There you go. We're all synced up then. We're all live together. We're 8 minutes in. Charlton have got a corner. And that's not a particularly well-worked one. It's gone behind. It's going to be a goal kick. Gilbert didn't quite read that one, I don't think. I'll just go through again why we're actually live on this stream. We did do it on the last stream for Real Vallecano and Real Betis, which was a great game in La Liga, by the way. It was a fantastic one, that one. Finished 2-2. But we will just go through the lineups very, very quickly for Charlton and Wycombe. It is Mannion in goal. It's Ramsey right back, Jones and Gillespie at centre back with Edwards on the left. Coventry and Doherty sitting in front in that midfield. And then it's Small on the right, Campbell on the left, and Gilbert just behind Matty Godden. And then for Wycombe, it's Ravitsoli in goal with Reach on the left, Bradley, Taylor and Grimmer on the right. Leahy and Humphreys sitting in front with Udo left, Gareth McCleary, the ancient Gareth McCleary on the right to give him his full title. Xavi Simons, not that Xavi Simons, another Xavi Simons at the number 10 spot. And just in front of him is Kone. Richard Kone. He's had a decent season for Wycombe, it must be said. Stanny, they come away at Stoke, all abuse to Nathan Jones, horrible manager for us. Right, free kick to Charlton here. Free kick to Charlton. Opportunity for them to get the ball into the box. Stanley, if Wycombe don't go up, I can see Kone going like Bristol or someone around there. Chance. I was going to say, yeah, he looks a talented player, doesn't he, Kone? He's still quite young as well. 21. Where did they sign him from? Has he come through the academy? Richard Kone? I can only assume so. Athletic Newham. He played in the Essex Senior League up until last year. They spotted him playing in the Essex Senior League in like barely a semi-pro league, and they've gone and found him and took him in. And yeah, I think you're right. I think it wouldn't be all that surprising if Kone was playing in maybe in a lower level championship side next season. Connor Hetfield just bet £1 on Barca, Bilbao and Charlton. How much did you get for that? That can't have been decent odds. Connor Hetfield, but knowing my luck, Barca will lose 5-0 tonight. Mate, listen, if you're doing any of that, you should really be doing draw no bets. Draw no bets are usually the best way to go, I think, or double chances. Because at least then you're covering your odds a little bit. Or I mean, if you are investing and you want to take a chance, there is always this thing right here. No pressure. There, that thing right here. Just go and check that out. That's worth a bit of anyone's cash, that one. Here we go, ball in. Oh, Charlton, I've got a chance here. Pull it back. What are you doing? No! All you had to do was pull that back to the edge of the area and it would have been 1-0. Oh. Matty Godden, he gets in behind and he just tries to knock it across the face of goal. He's got the wrong choice there. It's all wrong. He's got it all wrong. I mean, Gilbert got in there, but he just need. Sorry, it was Campbell, wasn't it? It was Campbell who got in there at the front post, and he needed to pull it back to Gilbert, who was just running in at the edge of the area in the 10. It's all Charlton here. It's all Charlton. You're not getting a pen for that. Don't be silly. You're not getting a pen for that. Campbell goes down in the area. It's not a penalty. Connor Hetfield, Bilbao is drawn no bet. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Yeah, he just slips. It's not a penalty, that. He just slips. Tom Dawson, can you give me a follow, bro? I can't give you a follow myself on this account. I'm happy to follow you on the other account that I use. So yeah, no problem. But on this account, I don't follow anyone. Clark's, so it's nothing personal. I just don't follow anyone on this particular account. Clark's personalised products. Jones, a very good centre back for Charlton through non-league, I believe. Right? Okay. That Campbell's meant to be good for Charlton. Like him at Stoke, we've already had a Tyrese at Stoke. Is he part of the Campbell's dynasty, I guess? The Kevin Campbell, Tyrese Campbell family. But yeah, that wasn't a penalty when he got in the area. Ben, mad to think Charlton have been out the Prem since 2007. Halcyon days, and Alan Kirbishley as manager. Yeah, I mean, I remember some great games at Charlton. Great games at Charlton. For Liverpool, Robin Van Persie's volley at that end as well, wasn't it, for Charlton? Do you remember that? I always remember Patrick Berger scored an absolute worldie here for Portsmouth against Charlton. But yeah, Charlton were a very solid Premier League side for a spell, weren't they? They came up and they had players like Dean Kiley and Martin Pringle and Clive Mendonca and players like that, and they weren't maybe as Premier League ready, but they came up and they stayed up and they did it. They did a bit of a job and they did all right. And then they came back and they sort of developed a bit more of a hardness to them, and they had Was it Matty Holland? Picked up Matty Holland, and they had Jensen, I think, was another one. Obviously, Kevin Lisby. And they had some decent players. I think Mark Fish was there as well for a spell, wasn't he? Mark Fish. Remember him? Daniel, don't forget Darren Bent. Yeah, Darren Bent. Yeah, forgot about Darren Bent. Remembers Fowler's goal when we finished second. Yeah, what? Do you know what? I'm so glad you've reminded me of that, Ben, because that is one of the most underrated. Robbie Fowler's my hero, so that is one of the most underrated Robbie Fowler goals ever. That one and the one he scored against Bran in the UEFA Cup. But yes, that one where there's a little sort of overhead kick, but it's not quite an overhead kick. It's like a controlled overhead kick. He was honestly, he was a genius, Robbie Fowler. He was an absolute genius before his time. Stanny, we had Ian Wright's grandson at Stoke. He's out playing Conference League in Belgium now. Good player. Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. Again, we was talking before. We was watching Rayo Vallecano against Real Betis, and we noticed that on the bench was a guy called Etienne Eto'o, and we worked out it was obviously Sammy Eto'o's young lad. He's not really got much action, not much game time. I think maybe the surname's doing a lot of heavy lifting on that one. But he's 22. He's got some minutes for Vallecano, but yeah, he's. I think his dad's probably done a lot of work there for him. Spencer Richardson, you reckon any of the teams coming up will stay up to the Prem? I mean, yeah, mate, I've put a bet on with one of the guys in the chat here, funnily enough. We talked about just a polite wager, not in anything major, just a little 50 quid spar sort of thing of, I think a team from the Championship will stay up, and he's adamant that they'll all go down. He's absolutely adamant that all 3 Championship teams that come up will go straight back down. And I don't think so for one moment, no. Clark's personalised products. Dennis Romadal. Yeah, Dennis Romadal. Love Dennis Romadal. Do you know what? Do you know what the standout thing with Dennis Romadal was? I remember Djibril Cissé's first season at Liverpool, right? His first season at Liverpool. He'd obviously been signed by Gerard Houllier, and he came into the club, and we played Charlton Athletic at Anfield. We beat them 2-0. Luis Garcia scored an absolute worldie as well. I think Sami Hyypiä scored the first, and Luis Garcia scored the second. But or it might not. I don't think it was Sami Hyypiä, actually. Was it Sami Hyypiä the first? I'm going to have to check that now. But I think it was Sami Hyypiä. Luis Garcia definitely scored the second. But the game was memorable because Djibril Cissé literally knocked the ball down the line. I think the video is on YouTube. You can search Cissé Zoom, and I think it's called Cissé Zoom, and he literally gets the ball, and he's square, he's level with Dennis Romadal, and he kicks the ball. It must be 50 yards, and it's straight down the touchline, right next to the throw-in line. 50 yards down the line, and it's him and Dennis Romadal in a straight sprint, and Cissé just absolutely flies past him. And at that point, I was like, wow, we have got a player here. We have got an absolute player. Obviously, it didn't quite work out. He broke his leg twice. And he wasn't great before that, to be honest. It was unlucky what happened to Djibril Cissé, but he wasn't a good striker before that. Wasn't exactly a flop, but... Daniel, is Frimpong to Liverpool all but confirmed? Yeah, I believe it is, mate, yeah. Pretty much so, anyway. It's not too far away yet. Callum, didn't Charlton beat Wycombe 4-0? When? No, not well. I don't. They might have beaten 4-0 this season. The first leg was 0-0. They might have beaten 4-0 earlier this season. Jonathan Guzman. Sorry, Daniel. Can I get in on the relegation bet? Yeah, why not? Why not? Yeah, if you want to, I'm game for that. I'm game for that. Jonathan Guzman, you think Aston Villa winning tomorrow versus Tottenham? Yes. I think Aston Villa are winning, and I think Man United are getting smashed by Chelsea. And then I think Newcastle are beating Arsenal. Sorry, Arsenal are beating Newcastle, and that will make the final day of the season so beautiful to watch. Also, is Crystal Palace winning the FA Cup? I'd love that to be the case. I really, really would love that to be the case. But sadly, no, I don't think so. Sadly, no. Connor Hetfield, my favourite Liverpool players are Aquilani and Benayoun. You're a glutton for punishment then, Connor. Aquilani? Alberto Aquilani and Benayoun. Have you just got a thing for long, dark hair? Did you also like Gabriel Paletta and Sebastian Leto and Lazar Markovic? Bet you liked Harry Kewell in that spell where he had long flowing dark locks. Bet you was absolutely nuts over Sotirios Kyriakos as well. Jim, Orient battered Stockport on pens. Yeah, they did, didn't they? It was a good game that though, wasn't it, Jim? It was a really good game. I really enjoyed that. Will Jibril Cisse looked very good when I saw at Anfield for the Legends game. Yeah, he's kept himself fit, hasn't he? The Lord of Frodsham. Here's Small down the left-hand side. Good ball. It's come over to the far side for Charlton. It's a good bit of play, that. Really, really good play. We've got a Jeremy Doku on the right. It's a bit too far. The cross wasn't quite right there, but it was better. Much, much better. Jonathan Guzman, are you sure, mate? Am I sure about what? I'm certainly sure about Villa beating Spurs, yeah. Yeah, Villa will beat Spurs, and I'm sure that City will beat Palace. I think. I'm as sure as I can be. I'm sure as I can be. Northerner, lol, long black hair. It was, wasn't it? Long black hair. That's the only... He said that Aquilani and Benayoun is his favourite players, so I can only assume that Benayoun was an alright player. He was a tidy player, but the only thing that those two have in common, I think, is the long flowing locks, isn't it? The long black hair. In which case, yeah, you have to look at Sebastian Leto. You have to look at Sotirios Kyriakos. You've got to look at Harry Kewell. You've got to look at Lazar Markovic. Gabriel Paletta. Who else had long black hair for Liverpool? Patrick Berger. Christ, if you'd have been around for Patrick Berger in the 90s, he was a pin-up. Even I now get a little bit, whew, and I'm a married man. Patrick Berger was something special, and he was a great player as well. That pass in the FA Cup final for Michael Owen, what an absolutely wonderful player he was, Patrick Berger. Underrated, very, very underrated. Jonathan Guzman, I have a good feeling Eze and Mateta are going to be the stars, unless Haaland is back. Okay. I hope so. Look, we'll be live for it. We'll be live on Saturday for it, definitely. Definitely. Connor Hetfield, they were quality players. Aquilani wasn't, mate. He was unlucky with injuries. There was maybe 2 games after we signed Aquilani. There was maybe 2, maybe 3 games where I looked at him and thought, do you know what? If you stayed fit, you'd be a real asset. He was never Xabi Alonso level, but he'd be a good player. He was a tidy player. Shot from distance there from Wycombe. It's gone behind for a corner. Deflected. Yeah, but he was just an okay player that was injured a lot. It was the wrong signing from Liverpool, that. Jim, 2 evenly matched teams having a proper scrap for a place at Wembley, yeah. Hopefully this one's going to be the same. 25 minutes in, we've not really seen too many chances yet. It's just been a lot of... Again, they're still kind of feeling themselves out, feeling each other out. It feels a lot like the Sunderland-Coventry game, this, in terms of the style of play. There's not really a lot of clear chances. Set pieces might be winning the day here. Clark's personalised products. I'm Arsenal. Can see us drawing or losing to Newcastle. You know Newcastle will win, says Daniel, but want Arsenal to win. Mate, I very rarely want Arsenal to win. I don't even want Arsenal to win. I honestly don't. I just think they will. I thought they played quite well at Anfield in the second half, and they'll have a point to prove that, this is their last home game of the season. So I honestly do think he'll do all right. They'll do all right, rather. Not he. They'll do all right. I think they'll beat Newcastle. And again, I've not been impressed with Newcastle's form at all for weeks and weeks and weeks. Daniel, talk to me about Harry Kewell. I was too young. When he signed, I can't tell you how excited the fan base was. It was so, like, every Liverpool fan was like, oh my God, this is the guy who's going to take us to the title, because everyone wanted him. He was only 6 million quid due to some, dodgy agent who was working for him at the time. And everyone wanted him. Barca wanted him. Madrid wanted him. United, who were fantastic at the time, they really wanted him. And we wanted him. And Arsenal, by the way, who were fantastic at the time. It was 2002? 2002. I went to his very first game. I think it was a pre-season game at Wrexham. Or a pre-season... It was the racecourse ground at Wrexham, I'm sure it was. Liverpool... Harry Kewell's first game for Liverpool. Or one of, anyway. Either way, but I'm sure... Yeah, and I went to one of his other first games. That season we played Wrexham, Crewe and Aberdeen. And I think I went to all of them in pre-season. Anyway, forget that. Harry Kewell, they all wanted him, and he chose Liverpool. I think because he was a Liverpool fan, and probably because we were paying more cash at the time. We weren't amazing, but we just finished second under Gerard Houllier when he came in, and we just won the 5 trophies. So it was almost like Declan Rice going to Arsenal. Declan Rice probably looked at Arsenal and thought, right, they finished second. They're just a little bit away from the title, but if I go in, then we can win it. And I think Kewell probably thought the same, but he came in, he kept getting injuries. He was just never the same player. And I can count on one hand probably the good Harry Kewell performances for Liverpool. Sad, really. It's quite sad. And obviously he limped off in the Champions League final. He did the same in the FA Cup final. When he went off in the FA Cup final, the fans there was not a jeer, but there was a little bit of like, do you know what I mean? Like, you again, you've got injured again. So it was a little bit frustrating, and I think there was an illusion as well. There was a little bit of a, not always, but there was a hint that Harry Kewell was maybe not willing to put himself through the pain barrier a lot. Like, that he got injured a lot, and it was often down to not a very clear injury. Let's say it was kind of a tweak here and a strain there. Things that other players maybe take painkillers for. I have heard that said. How true that is, I don't know, but I've heard that said that was one of the reasons why Liverpool fans often didn't quite take to Harry Kewell. Reece Ballard, one of the best moments in football. I wouldn't say one of the best moments in football, but it was a really big moment, wasn't it, for Sunderland? It'll be one of the ones that are remembered for years, definitely. Northerner, Milan Barros. Yeah, I forgot Milan Barros. Milan Barros. Watching the Villa game tomorrow. No, mate, we're watching the Chelsea v United game tomorrow. So we'll be keeping an eye out for Villa, but no, we'll be watching Chelsea and United. Also, what do you think of John McGinn? I called him underrated just and had a go at, but I think... No, he's not, mate. He's absolutely underrated. Yeah, I'd love John McGinn at Liverpool. Maybe not now, but a couple of seasons ago, I'd have took John McGinn at Liverpool. I think he's a very good player. Yeah, he's kind of like an Andy Robertson in midfield, isn't he? I mean, I know they're both Scottish, but I mean in the sense that he's tigerish. He's got boundless energy. Never gives up. He's good in a tackle. He can get forward and get you a goal as well. He's quite small. He's not, physically he's not imposing, but he's got a real fight and a spirit about him. You need John McGinn's in the dressing room, and you need Andy Robertson's in the dressing room. So yeah, I really do like John McGinn. MCFC Lukey, rather Everton or United get relegated? Neither, mate. I like the derbies, and I like the Man United Liverpool game. So I wouldn't like to see either relegated. I think they're both big clubs, and I like Premier Leagues that involve Everton and United. But if I have to pick one, I'd probably get more joy out of Man United going down. Just because... I don't know, actually. I think I'd quite like Everton. No, Everton. I think Everton would go... I'd quite like Everton to go down, if I had to. I wouldn't like them to go down, but if I had to pick one, I'd probably prefer Everton. Yeah, I'd get more joy out of Everton going down. Clark's personalised products. I was the same with Diaby at Arsenal. Could have been a great player if not injured all the time. Yeah, he was great, wasn't he? BSS, John McGinn. Good to have a Scotsman in the team. Class players, and sorry for the confusion. I had a limit to say. No worries, man. I think I got the gist. We got there in the end. Don't worry. MCFC Lukey. Manchester United. I'm trying to catch up with the chat. Sorry. Will tell you did look good for the Legends game defence-wise was Martin Kelly. Well, I mean, he only finished at Palace like 12 months ago, didn't he? He went out with a girl who I was in. She was in the same year as me, and yeah, she went on a date with him. I know that's not particularly interesting, but yeah, when Martin Kelly's like the same age as me. Might be a touch younger, actually. Might be a year younger. Don't know. MCFC Lukey, is it still 0-0 Charlton? It is, mate. Yes, we're 31 minutes in. We're 31 minutes in. And it's been a bit poor, if I'm honest with you. If I'm dead honest with you, I think it's been a poor start from both teams. We've not really seen an awful lot of quality. It's been a difficult watch. It's been a difficult watch so far. But then again, I would argue that the Sunderland-Coventry game was a difficult watch, probably for the first hour or so. It was quite difficult to watch until Coventry started to commit more bodies forward. Then they got the goal. Then the game sort of opened up. And then we had one of the biggest finishes to a Championship playoff game we've seen in some years with Dan Ballard. Bang! Big header in the last minute, last seconds. Wins the game. Sunderland, Stadium of Light erupts. And that's what we watch football for, isn't it? So, look, I'm sure we'll see moments in this game. I'm sure we'll see a bit more intensity in the second half. It's not going to be like this all game. You think Villa will do top 5? I hope we do, but don't think it's going to happen. I think you win out. I think you beat Spurs and I think you beat United last day of the season, definitely. Of that I am not concerned. However, I do think that you'll... It's whether or not Newcastle beat Everton on the final day, and whether or not Newcastle get anything out against Arsenal this weekend. I don't think they will. I think Arsenal will win that one. But if Newcastle gets something in that one, then it just boils down to Chelsea and Forest and what happens there. So it might be that Villa win both of their remaining games and still don't make the top 5. So, and that would be harsh, wouldn't it? That would be harsh. But do I think it's going to happen? No, I actually do think Villa make it in the end, because there's a little tiny part of me that thinks Forest and Newcastle are the teams that miss out. And I know that sounds mad. It's just that Newcastle fans, again, have been coming in the chat and saying for a good while now, do you think we're going to win the title next year? Do you think we can get second? And I keep saying to him, just hang on a minute. Like, you've not got Champions League football yet. Like, I know you've just beat Chelsea. I know it's exciting. I get it. You've still got Arsenal to play, and you've still got Everton to play. Everton were great last weekend against Fulham at Craven Cottage. They've been incredibly hard to beat. I think there's only Liverpool beat Everton in like the last 11 games under David Moyes, haven't they? There's hardly been anyone beat them. They've won at the City Ground. That's a hard place to go. They've won at Craven Cottage. Arsenal didn't win there. Liverpool got beat there. So, Everton there's no flies on Everton. David Moyes will go there and give it a bloody good go. And I think, plus there's a little bit of a rivalry, isn't there, with Newcastle and Everton? There's a little bit of a rivalry there. They don't like each other, those two clubs. So, I think Everton could get something at St James's Park, and I'm almost certain that Arsenal will beat them. And if that's the case, if Arsenal beat Newcastle, Villa beat Spurs, and Chelsea beat United, then it goes into the final game of the season with all 3 of those on 66 points. So then it's, like I said, it's flip of a coin at that point. Anthony Agassi 2. Charlton were a tough team back in the mid to late 2000s. It's mad you're saying this, mate. We was literally just talking about this. I think just before you came in, we was reminiscing about great Charlton players. We was throwing out names out there: Kevin Lisby, Mark Fish, Johansson, Jensen, Klaus Jensen. Who else was there who played for them? Obviously Clive Mendonca a bit before that. Matty Holland, Martin Pringle, Dean Kiley in goal. I love this. I could do this all night. Just naming random Premier League players from club. Just chuck me a club out from any time in Premier League history, and we just randomly name players. I love all that. I just love remembering. It's great nostalgia, innit? Love all that. Jim, Chelsea absolutely cannot drop points. It's going to be a nervy final day. I kind of think it's just between Villa and Chelsea now. So you think Forest have got it then, Jim? Do you think Forest are going to get it? Jim, in the end, that Coventry-Sunderland match was a great match. Yeah, it was because of the finish, wasn't it, Jim? That was it. I think if not for the Dan Ballard, the Dan Ballard game, a Dan Ballard finish at the very, very end, I think it would have been tough to say that was an enjoyable watch. It certainly wasn't entertaining. Coventry got the goal. The rest of the match was pretty. There wasn't many chances. It was pretty tame. But yeah, it was a tough watch. I thought before that. Right, what are you saying, Jim? After an hour ago, Jim, the best playoff match I've ever watched was the League One second leg. Was when Sheffield Wednesday overturned a 4-goal advantage and won on pens. Hillsborough was bouncing. Wasn't there a Sheffield Wednesday one not that long ago? Was that against Derby? I don't know why I've got Sheffield Wednesday and Derby in my head. I remember that. Sheffield Wednesday and Derby playoff. I'm going to have to Google that now. MCFC Lukey, who do you think will win this? Well, I'll be honest, mate. I thought that Charlton have been the team to watch this season in terms of the playoffs. As soon as I knew they were in the playoffs, I thought to myself, they're going to go through. So I think they get to the final, and I think they beat Leyton Orient, and they go up to the Championship. That's my opinion. That's my gut feeling at this moment in time. Have a feeling we miss out to goal difference. Ours is very poor this year. Yeah, it might well do. Oh, and there you go. That's the first big chance of the game there. First big chance of the game. It's Jones. We were just talking about him again. The centre-back got forward. Ball into the box. I think it's Gordon who stands it up. And Jones, it's a diving header. Diving header right on the 6-yard line. It wasn't actually. It was Gordon who put it in. Jones on the 6-yard line. He gets it all wrong. And he puts it behind. Edward, okay, here's one. Swindon. Christ, you're going back some years there. Swindon, you're probably talking. I remember Jan Åge Fjortoft. Fjortoft scored a few for Swindon, didn't he? It was like Mickey Hazard, Kevin Horlock. I can't remember too many. I was only a baby then, so I'm remembering based on like Premier League years at this point. Again, Premier League years. Watch that every time it comes on. Clark, I would love to see Forest make it. Newcastle are too big-headed, in my opinion. They're a good team and club, but give it out too much. Mate, they're just having one of the best seasons ever. One of the very, very best seasons ever. And I don't blame them. They've done really, really well. They've just won a trophy. They've just won a cup. You've got to give it to them. They've had a great season, but you've got to remember this is like the dads, the granddads, lads, dads and granddads, like 3 generations of Newcastle fans have never seen a team this good, and they're still around about the 5th spot, but they've just won a League Cup. That's not to say patronising, I'm just saying it's super easy. If I was in that position, you'd probably get carried away and say, do you know what? Couple of players next season, we could win the title. Stay humble. Just calm down a minute. You're not quite there just yet. But I understand why they're getting that way. They're understandably carried away. Whoa, Grummer and Jones just having a little set to there. Little set to. Referees, just calm it down, lads. Come on, handbags away. Handbags away. MCFC Lukey, when you were booing Trent, do you think it ruined the party atmosphere or not really? Yes, mate, it did absolutely ruin the party atmosphere. Slot got that wrong. I guarantee you, he got it wrong. He shouldn't have started Trent. Shouldn't have played Trent. Trent shouldn't play again for Liverpool. That should be it done now. All he's doing is distracting and taking away from what has been a fantastic season. And if I'm honest, if Real Madrid want him now, before the end of the season, before the club, get him gone. Let him go. With our blessings. On you go. On your bike. We'll send you a medal in the post. Off you go. That's the best way Liverpool should be treating Trent Alexander-Arnold right now. That's how I feel anyway. Mark, hey Key, how are you, mate? Good to see you, Mark. What do you think of us signing Frimpong? Good, fine, yeah. I like Frimpong. He's all right. He's not the right back I would have chosen, but I think he's a good signing. I think he's an astute signing, and I think he's a signing that will only go up in value. And it's quite a risk-free one as well, because I get the feeling that at 24, so let's say we sign him for 30 million quid, right? He's 24. Let's say he comes and he's not quite the player we thought he was. We could sell him a year or two later and we'd still get our 30 million quid back. It's not like we'll lose money on him, really. He's of an age and he's of a profile. He's a Dutch international right back. He's won the league in Germany. He's been in the team of the year in Germany. There's a quality to him. So I like him, but I think he leaves us vulnerable. That's the only thing. I think defensively, I think 1v1 he's better than Trent. So I'm not necessarily worried too much about his defensive capabilities, but he's quite small, and I think teams could play on that next season if we don't have maybe a tall left back, maybe a Geertruida, I don't know, someone of that ilk on the left, maybe Hato, someone of that ilk on the left. That makes more sense. Here's Campbell down the left-hand side here. Chance for Charlton. First real chance. It's gone behind. It's another corner. Anthony Agassi used to like watching Bolton Wanderers and Blackburn around that time. Gamps Pedersen was great. Yeah, two guy. Campo, Gamps Pedersen. Stelios Giannakopoulos. What a player he was for Bolton. MCFC, is that a Liverpool tattoo? Dedication. Yeah, mate. I got this after Liverpool won the 2005 Champions League when I was 16. Well, I got it when I was 16. We'd won it 2 years before. Clark's Personalised Products Prime. Premier League needs another JJ Okocha. We just need more individuals in the Premier League. We have had some individuals like JJ Okocha over the years. They've just... Like Coutinho. Coutinho was a lot like JJ Okocha. We need more of them. We do need more of them. Versus Lukey. It was Peterborough, sorry. I don't know why I thought Derby. Maybe it looks a little bit like Pride Park, doesn't it? But yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right there, Lukey. It was Peterborough. Right, who's playing? It's Charlton and Wycombe. Charlton 0, Wycombe 0. It's Charlton 0, Wycombe 0 for the first leg as well. So we're just approaching half time now. It's not been a great first half. It's not been vintage. Mark, he can't defend. That's my issue, but worth the money. I don't know. I wouldn't disagree with the fact that. I don't know. I don't think he is a liability defensively in terms of his defensive ability. Like I say, the stat that I keep throwing out there. I'm not saying this is the stat to end all stats, by the way, but I think a stat that does show an awful lot about him is that Trent Alexander-Arnold has been dispossessed. He's lost the ball, not given the ball away, I can understand when you're trying to play forward and you give the ball away, that's understandable. I'm talking about being actively dispossessed while in possession. Trent Alexander-Arnold has been dispossessed 57 times this season. Jeremy Frimpong has only been dispossessed 57 times combined across the last 4 seasons. So we're talking about a player that I think is a lot better at maybe in and out of possession defensively, not as good in and out of possession offensively. He makes a lot of good runs forward. I think he's hard working. I just worry about the long diagonals that I think we'll get done with quite a lot if we're not careful. Wycombe, another shot blocked from the edge of the area there. Gutted that you've ended up with Frimpong though. Thought he would suit Villa so much and loved him for ages. Still miss John Duran. What a player we had on our hands until the Saudis took him. Yeah, John Duran was a good player. I'm surprised that Villa sold him so willingly. Mark, slot 3-4-3 next season. No. Again, Slot's one of them managers that seems to change formation multiple times during a game anyway, so I'm not sure that we always have a set formation. I think he asks players to play in different ways, doesn't he? Jim, no, I think Newcastle have got it. Forest miss out, and now it's between Villa and Chelsea fighting it out for the last spot. Right. Charlton still crossing it in here. Good clearance, last ditch stuff really from Wycombe. As we enter the final 3 minutes of added on time. Ball into the box. Booted away again by Wycombe. Kieran Baines, can you tell me how Cameron Humphreys is doing? He's Ipswich loan player, number 20. Right, okay. I'll keep an eye out for him. Hope we don't sell Jacob Ramsey. Yeah, I'm surprised. I think you will at some point because he's 23. He's won Villa Young Player of the Year 2 years, hasn't he? And I just feel like he's getting to the point in his career, not just his Villa career. He's getting to the point in his career now where he needs to be playing regularly. And too often at Villa, he's dropped and he's benched. And I think Jacob Ramsey he's reaching the point now where he's going to have to be looking to kick on and become an England squad player at least. And the only way that he does that is if he's a regular starter at another Premier League club. And there's quite a few teams that would look at Jacob Ramsey. I think if they were going to start him every game, he probably improves pretty much every team outside the top six. Every team outside the top six would look at him. I think you look at Brentford, you look at Palace, Bournemouth, Brighton. All of those would take him. I think Fulham would take him. And that's excluding, your Spurs, your Manchester United who are doing so well in the bottom half. So I think there's a lot of teams that would love a Jacob Ramsey, and I can understand why from a Villa point of view you'd want to keep him because he's an academy lad, isn't he? He came through the team, came through the youth ranks, and he's done really, really well. Jim, I hated that night in Istanbul, and then Wednesday beat Barnsley in the final in extra time, went up to the Championship. Right, I remember that game. It didn't feel like it was that long ago. It was a proper last minute one, wasn't it? Mark, Harvey isn't good enough. He's on his way out. He doesn't want to leave though. He's really desperate to stay at Liverpool and make a career of himself though. Which I kind of rate that. Like, I really do. I know that if we was to put him up for sale, we could probably get 40 or 50 million for a Harvey Elliott, and I think Wolves are quite interested. There's quite a few other teams. Again, same as Jacob Ramsey. You put him on the market, he probably goes for around 50 million quid. And the same teams that I said about Ramsey there, Fulham, Brighton, Brentford, they'd all look at Harvey Elliott. They'd all look at him. Really, really good player. It's half-time here now. It's finished. At half-time, 0-0. Not the best half of football, if I'm dead honest with you. Not a great watch. So I'm enjoying the chat and the chinwag and the reminiscing about other Premier League players that we've loved over the years. Charlton players. Kevin Lisby. Didn't Darius Vassell play for these as well? Darius Vassell, I'm sure he played for him. Let's do a random Charlton season, 2005-06. Right, let's go through the squad. Let's have a look at the Charlton team in the 2005-06 season. Luke Young, Herman Haridason, of course. Herman Haridason, Chris Perry, Marcus Bent, Radostin Kishishev. I do remember him briefly. Matt Holland, Jason Ewell, Francis Jeffers, Darren Bent, Kevin Lisby, Sean Bartlett, South African, Sean Bartlett, Darren Ambrose, Dennis Romadal, Chris Powell, of course. Darren Randolph, is he still playing? He is as well, still a free agent. Thomas Myra, Jay Bothroyd. Left club during the season. Dean Kiley, Mark Fish. Danny Murphy went to Tottenham Hotspur that season as well. Jonathan Johansson, Talal El Kakuri. There you go. To be fair, I just hope Villa sign a right back. I despise Matty Cash. Really? That does surprise me. Again, every time I see Matty Cash, I kind of rate him as one of the better right backs outside the top six. Anyway, he's always been consistent. I would have thought. So that does surprise me to hear that. But again, obviously you're much closer to it than I am. You watch him a lot more regularly than I do over a longer period of time. I do watch a lot of Villa games. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, nowhere near as much as yourself, I'm sure, mate. Scott Grice, County out of the playoff, out of this game. Who goes in the final? Who will Stockport County want to win the final? I don't think Stockport County will have an opinion, to be honest, Scott. I think they don't really care. They're just kind of licking their wounds at the moment, aren't they? They're just gutted about the fact that they go out on penalties last night, and it won't really matter who goes up for them. But who do I think goes up? I still think it's Charlton. Yeah, I think it's going to be Charlton v Leyton Orient in the final, and I think Charlton go up. Just because Charlton, even though Wycombe have maybe been the better team over the course of the season, Wycombe's form towards the end of the season was really poor, and Charlton just kind of ran out and they got a good run of wins together going into the final few games. So I do think Charlton are the better team, or certainly the form team. Mark, as much as I love him, Slot doesn't think he's good enough, obviously. Maybe Ben Doak and Bajcetic get some opportunity next season. I'm certain that Bajcetic does. I think Ben Doak is one we'll sell, and he'll be another one we cash in for 20 million or so. Maybe 20, 30 million. Same as we did with Rhian Brewster and various others over the years. Rhian Brewster, Jordan Ibe, all them play. We'll sell him and get a big chunk of cash, maybe with a sell-on fee. Off you go with our best wishes, and he'll go and play somewhere else. Crystal Palace wanted Ben Doak. There's quite a few lower Premier League teams were looking at Ben Doak in the summer. MCFC Lukey, other than Leicester, I think you're one of the most unexpected Prem winners. Unexpected Prem winners, but not on that level of Leicester, of course. They're in a league of their own. I mean, yeah, Liverpool, nobody expected Liverpool to be Prem winners this season, so I think that's probably fair to say. I know what you're saying. It sounded offensive when I first read it, but no, I know what you're saying. Liverpool led the league for like 7 months last season, didn't they? Up until the final few months of the season, then we bottled it. All our injuries kind of flopped, and obviously the Klopp announcement didn't really work well for us. So, yeah, I think you're right in saying it's a surprise. Maybe it's not quite as big of a surprise as some other title winners in previous years, though. You look at Blackburn. I mean, Leicester, yes, but I mean, even City winning it. It was always kind of a matter of time when City were to win it, but I didn't think City would win it that year over that United team. When Aguero scores that goal, that's always going to be one of the more shocking ones. Reece Nathan Jones' teams always seem to do well. I know Luton fans like him. Not a fan me, not Villa like him. Always clumsy, always falls over, and always negative passes backwards. Theo, did you see Oldham score 3 inside the first 11 minutes last night in the playoffs? I didn't, mate. I'll be dead honest with you. I didn't. We was watching the other playoff game last night. We was watching Leyton Orient and Stockport County. So I haven't really kept up with Oldham at the moment. MCFC Lukey, have you seen the Leyton Orient offside goal? Yeah, we was watching it. Charlie Kellman, we was doing a live watch along of it. It was outrageous. He was about 6 yards offside, wasn't he? About 6 yards offside. Can't believe the lino didn't give it. Benji Smith, do you rate Birmingham, mate? Yeah, done really well this season. Jay Stansfield, we did a live watch along with the Stevenage game the other week. 1-0. It was a long distance shot from, can't remember his name, the lad in midfield. It was a great shot from distance. Jay Stansfield was great when he came off the bench though, and yeah, Jay Stansfield's been tremendous all season. And maybe with a bit more investment in the Championship, we might see Birmingham back in the Premier League in the next few years. You never know. Don't mind Birmingham. Mark, Solanke, Cameron Brannigan, Flanagan, yeah. There's been a fair few, hasn't there? Did you watch the Sunderland Cov game? It was so boring, nearly turned it off. It was rough, wasn't it? It was rough for the first hour until Coventry get the goal, and then it kind of livened up a little bit, and then obviously the great end there from Sunderland. Dan Ballard. Rio saves football. Hello, kind sir. I respect the commitment to you put into watching games. Cheers, Rio. Thank you. Appreciate that. I mean, to be honest, Rio, I'm just trying to get the old followers going and the old views coming in. We're trying to build the channel. It's still very early days. I only started the channel in January, so we're still very, very new. But we do more watch-alongs on this channel than any other football channel in the country. So more watch-alongs and more diverse. It's not just volume, it's quality. It's quality. We're proper diverse games of football. We're doing League 1, we're doing League 2, Championship, La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, Premier League games. We do the lot on here. We love a bit of footy. Doesn't matter who's playing. Zach Clips, I need Charlton to win for 1.6k. Cash out is 800 quid. Zach, please, Zach, learn your lesson from last night, mate. Please learn your lesson. Take the money and run. Have you seen Boubacar Kamara this year for Villa being outstanding and a great player? Yes, yeah, very underrated player, Kamara. Really, really good player. Or at least he has been, form-wise, he's been good this season. Yeah, definitely agree with that. Zach Clips, how are Charlton looking? I mean, it's all Charlton, but they haven't really laid a glove on Wycombe, and Wycombe have had some, gone up the other end. They've had a few block shots, they've had a few corners. So, and it only takes one goal, mate. It's 0-0 from the first leg. It's 0-0 in the second leg. We're halfway through the second leg. It's not been a tie high on quality, right? So this is a game, if I'm dead honest with you, the way that it's looking, it looks like it's going to be a game that's settled by a big deflection, an own goal, a penalty, or maybe a set piece. It ain't going to be like they're not carving each other open, these. It's long balls, it's proper up and atom stuff. And yeah, it's not particularly easy on the eye. So I wouldn't bet against Wycombe, and I wouldn't really be confident betting on Charlton at this moment in time either. Benji Smith, Richard Corney ain't really done it under this Dodds fella, has he? Well, I mean, he's still only a young man, isn't he? I mean, how old? 21 is he? 21. He started the season quite well, and you've got to remember he was playing in the Essex Counties League or whatever. He was, part-timer about 12 months ago. So, yeah, I mean, he's still only a young lad. I still think there's time with Corney. Zach Clips, is it true Cunha is the best player after Bruno Fernandes outside the top 6? You don't believe that. Rio says football, you'll be looking forward to the FIFA Club World Cup then. Yeah, well, we've done 29 games so far this month. Since the 1st of May, we have watched 29 games on this channel, right? We've got at least, I'm still adding some more yet, but we've got at least another 22 planned between now and the end of May. Once the end of May hits, the Club World Cup starts. There's pre-season games. We're going to be doing daily lives, talking about transfer rumours, all that sort of stuff. We're going to be doing quizzes as well. If you like a quiz, we'll do a quiz. And I might do some other bits and bobs, I don't know, giveaways and things like that. So if that's your thing, make sure you give us a like and a follow. But we do at least one watch-along every single day on this channel from pretty much all the leagues around Europe. All the top leagues, anyway, around Europe. So if that's your thing, the most watch-alongs of any football channel you'll find. If there's a football game on and there's a football game live, chances are, so am I. Who would you give a shout for the new Villa right-back? I think Porro. You're not going to get Porro from Spurs. You're not going to get Porro from Spurs. He's too... Yeah, you're not going to get Porro from Spurs. I know Spurs are in the mud a little bit, but I don't think Porro leaves to go to Villa, mate. I think if he leaves, he goes to a... That sounded... I was about to say he goes to a big club. I'm not saying that. Let me rephrase that. If Porro leaves, I think he goes to a Real Madrid, a Barcelona, a Man City, maybe back to Man City, maybe a Liverpool, maybe a team that's like top. I don't think he leaves Spurs for a Villa because I'm not entirely sure that Villa move the needle all that much on his career. With a bit of, if Spurs pull the socks up, if they were to win the Europa League and the next season they have a bit more luck with injuries, I actually think Spurs could finish above Villa. I really do. I think Spurs really, it's not that bad for Spurs. They're not that far away. I promise you, they're really not. They've got some real quality in there. Bergval, Gray, Kulusevski, the lads at the back, Van der Ven, Doggy, Romero, Porro. Vicario in goal's not a bad keeper. He's not great, but he's not a bad keeper. Midfield three as well, Bissouma, Sarr. they've got some real players in there. So I think there's still work to do. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Richarlison's gonna have to go. Son's not able to do it anymore. Solanke's not quite sure about him, but there's ability there. And yeah, I think Spurs, if they were to win the Europa League, it's a game changer for them. It's a real game changer for them. Caleb, do you think Mainu will start in the final? Do your full team prediction. I will do, Caleb. I'm not sure about that just yet. I'm still waiting on. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen with Yoro. I don't know. I'm gonna do a video on that in the coming days, mate. A video on that in the coming days, and we'll see before the Europa League final. Steve the Power, is it true Cunha is the best player after Bruno Fernandes outside the top 6? Benji Smith started the season, they didn't have Dodds though, mate. That's true, yeah. Who's better than Cunha and Bruno outside the top 6? Anyone is better. Bruno Fernandes, we're not going to agree. We're not going to agree. You think Bruno Fernandes is the best player since Sliced Bread, who was famously a very good player. So I don't think Bruno Fernandes is fantastic. Under the Floodlights, what's your view on buying strikers from leagues like the Turkish and Portuguese league for big money? Well, we were talking about this earlier, mate. We was talking about Gyökeres, and Gyökeres being a player who's done unbelievable. I think he scored 95 goals in 100 appearances for Sporting over the last 2 seasons, right? 95 goals in 100 appearances for Sporting, which is some going. It's really, really good. But 2 years ago, when he was 24, he was playing in the Championship. He got 21 goals. Jamie Vardy got 20 goals in the Championship last year when he was 37. Adam Armstrong got 21 goals in the Championship last year for Southampton. Sammy Smodic's got 27 goals in the Championship. Far more than Victor Gyökeres. So if we're using the Championship as a metric for judging players' quality, I think that's probably a better measurement than the Premier Liga, because we've seen strikers come in, as you're dead right there, players come in from Turkey, players come in from Portugal and just not adapt. Prime example of this, the defenders that Gyökeres is up against in Portugal, one of them is Jose Fonte. Do you remember Jose Fonte played for Southampton? He's 41. He's a defender for Casapia. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Casapia in the Primera Liga. 41 years old. That's who Victor Gyökeres has been up against this season in times. Now I'm not hating on the Portuguese league, but it ain't the best anymore. It has fallen some way. So 95 goals and 100 appearances, it doesn't massively impress me if I'm dead honest with you. Zach Clips, if the Tottenham players were that good, they wouldn't be sitting 17th. Well, we could argue exactly the same about Man United, couldn't we? Caleb, can you send it me when you do it, please? I would do, yeah. I absolutely will do, no problem. Al, 3 players for Everton to buy this summer. Jamie Vardy, Adama Traore, and Tyrick Mitchell, all on a free. Everton haven't got much cash this summer. They need cheap players. So maybe not Tyrick Mitchell, actually, but Adama Traore, yes. Everton are desperate for pace. Adama Traore, he's got more goals and assists than Iliman Ndiaye, right? Iliman Ndiaye's, don't mind him, good player, but Everton fans will say he's their best player. He's a wonderful player, and he could be the next Steven Pienaar, right? Iliman Ndiaye's a good player, but Adama Traore is 29, so he's not broken. He's not dusted yet. There's still time for Adama Traore. Chance for Charlton! Must be! Oh, no! Nearly 1-0 Charlton. Right, so Adama Traore, 29. He's available on a free. He's basically been Fulham's backup right winger this season, and he's got more goals and assists than Iliman Ndiaye. He's one for Everton. Jamie Vardy's one for Everton. And maybe you probably need a centre midfielder. So who would I go for? Centre mid, available on a free. If you can go and get Christian Norgard from Brentford, I don't know if he's signed a new contract yet, but he's out of contract as well in the summer. He'd be great for Everton. Christian Norgard. Or, is Souček going from West Ham? Isn't Everton are being linked with Souček from West Ham as well? He'd be one. Moyes likes him. He'd get the best. He's a proper Everton player. So yeah, he'd be one to go after. Christ, Nathan Jones is absolutely apoplectic there on the touchline. He's raging. He's raging. Zach, if you don't think Bruno Fernandes is elite, then you really are biased. Al, he's as useful as a woodpecker with a popping on beak in any other team. Yes, love that, Al. Caleb, did you see Amarin pay for 30 staff to go Bilbao? It's so bad, mate. It's rough, isn't it? Yeah. And this is it. They're literally cutting the food budget. They're cutting the catering budget. So staff have to buy their own dinners. The players are paying for their own lunches. And they're sacking staff who've been at Man United for 45, 50 years. It's really, really bad. Just so they can get cheaper labour in. To me, it's not nice. It's not acceptable. The way they're treating fans and long-serving players, that's not the way that Manchester United have done things. And also, equally, the stuff they did with the players' charity, they cancelled a £40,000 payment to an ex-players' charity. It's bad optics in it. The look's awful. Never thought we would be suited to us, but don't think it would happen. Just was saying that type of player. Adama extended his contract about an hour ago. Jesus Christ. Was it about an hour ago? Al, Everton have the Friedkin group and no debt. Loads of cash now, mate, since takeover. Al, mate, you don't have loads of cash. I hate to be the one to break it to you. I'm really sorry. Everton do not have loads of cash. What has happened is Everton have refinanced. It's just like remortgaging your house. You've just remortgaged. You've not lost the debt. The debt hasn't gone. And I'm sure there will be a little bit of money to spend this summer. It won't be much. It'll still be heavily predicated on player sales. And Everton haven't got a load of PSR headroom. So they're gonna struggle. They're losing, put it this way, they're losing, 10 players, nearly 10 players to free transfers. Decore, Garner Gay, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Obviously the loans are going back as well, not to mention Ashley Young, Seamus Coleman. The loans that are going back, whether it be we don't know what's going on with Alcaraz, Mangala, Jack Harrison, who am I missing, Breuer as well. You know, there's a lot of players there who are going to leave Everton for sod all. Decore, Garner Gay, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. There's someone else I'm missing, I'm sure there is, and I can't remember. Michael Keane. He's getting scored at Craven Cottage at the weekend. He's like a prolific goal scorer, Michael Keane. So it seems to me that Everton have got a lot of players to replace, and they're going to have to do so and try to maintain the same level of quality. So adding to that, not only maintaining that level of quality, but then adding to that, it's going to be incredibly difficult. It's going to be very difficult. Even if you say you need to replace 6 or 7 players with, let's say, what's the average? What's the going rate? What's the going rate for an average Premier League player nowadays? You're looking at a minimum of 15 million quid, absolute bare minimum, right? So if Everton lose 7 players, they're gonna have to go out and spend 100 million just to try and kind of maintain at the same level that they are. And that's before they start adding to the squad. That's before you start talking about, well, you know, should we upgrade Beto? Beto's not quite made it, so maybe we need to sell Beto. Maybe we need to go out and get a new centre forward. And it whichever way I dress it up, I'm a Liverpool fan, right? So of course I'm looking at it, and you might say, oh yeah, you gobsh, copyright, gobsh, all that. Of course, right? I know it. I'd like to think I'm looking at it in a relatively unbiased and independent way, objective way. If you disagree, let me know, right? But Everton haven't got a load of cash. They haven't got a load of cash. The idea that the Friedkin group are going to come in and spend 300 million quid is nonsense. It ain't going to happen. There'll be a little bit of cash, and then there'll be money there from player sales. And if I'm honest, it's going to come from Jared Branthwaite, isn't it? Jared Branthwaite is going to go. Fulham want Beto for 30 million. You're having a laugh. They're not going to pay 30 million for Beto. Everton had to pay 30 million for Beto, and that was like a Klarna deal. That was like a buy now, pay later job. That's why they paid more. He's only worth 15 million. They're not getting 30 million for Beto. Don't have a laugh. Not a chance. Benji's played for some dire clubs as Gyökeres. Just look at his last club. Pedri love a Barca to win the league today. Ben, can't wait for this transfer window. Feel like it's going to be a wild one. We'll be doing every single step of it. Don't you worry. Joan, where can I watch the game? Charlton. It's on Sky, mate. It's on Sky. Jim, Ashley Young. Yeah, that's the one. Ashley Young and Coleman. Alan Turner, good to see you. Al, yeah, but the remortgage against higher revenue and new sponsors, so bigger collateral. Up the fucking toffees. Good lad. Gyökeres hat-trick against City in Champions League caused Saliba and Gabriel big problems too. Like I said, mate, 21 goals in the Championship. 21 goals in the Championship. The same number of goals as Adam Armstrong got in the Championship for Southampton last year. It's not, you know... I just don't think he's going to be an absolute seamless fit. He's not going to come straight into the Premier League and be the difference between Arsenal not winning the league and Arsenal winning the league. In fact, if Arsenal go into this season and their big star signings are Zubamendi and Gyökeres, as a Liverpool fan, I'm delighted. I am not concerned in the slightest. Sam Savini, think it's good that Everton are keeping Goodison for the women. Yeah, I thought that was a really nice move for Everton. Really, really nice move, and obviously that's going to be a really good ground in the WSL as well. You know, a lot of the grounds are maybe not as, hesitate to say modern. I wouldn't say Goodison Park's modern, but I hesitate to say that. But yeah, Goodison is going to be one of the bigger grounds, one of the more prestigious grounds in the WSL. So it's good, isn't it? And also, I think we've talked about this before. If Manchester United do end up moving from Old Trafford to the Circus and knocking all that down, you know, they'll probably have to play it at Goodison Park for a few years. That might be the ground that they end up playing at. Can't see him doing a ground share with City, can you? So it's probably that they move down the East Lancs for a couple of years. And Goodison Park might be the ground they do it at. Al, Fulham want Beto for 30 million. That isn't happening. Caleb, I think United would get 90 million out of Bruno. No. Louis, BCFC, what's the score? It's 0-0, mate. Charlton 0, Wycombe 0. Again, if you want to check it out on YouTube, we've got a clock, a scoreboard. We've got animations when the goals go in. Doesn't look like there's going to be many goals. We've got a bit more of a professional setup with a nicer camera. We've got a nice audio mic and all stuff. So if you're after something a little bit better, and plus it does actually help the channel. If you want to support the channel, even with, you know, not asking you to put your hand in your pocket, but if you want to help the channel and support the channel, and you're planning on staying with us for the duration of the game, you can still use the chat over on YouTube. I still read all that. It all comes in the same place. So, yeah, if you want to help the channel, by all means, go and have a look on YouTube. Go and watch it on YouTube. That makes a big difference. Just Jack PB, what's the score? 0-0, mate. 0-0. G. Lawrence, Liverpool wanted Zubamendi, though. Yeah, Liverpool wanted Zubamendi 12 months ago before we discovered that Ryan Gravenberch was one of the best defensive midfielders in world football. And that's why he's a Young Player of the Year nominee and Player of the Year nominee for the league this year. And Bayern Munich have openly admitted they're devastated that they sold him for 30 million quid or whatever it was we got him for. Like, Ryan Gravenberch has been an unbelievable discovery for Liverpool. And Arne Slot is full praise to Arne Slot on that one. Bulldozer 7113, Beto 30 million. April Fool's was last month, dude. Yeah, they're not getting 30 million for Beto. Again, I think 15 million would be charitable for Beto. It would be very charitable. Just Jack PB, FA Cup final score prediction. I really hope Palace win it. I really, really hope Palace win. I think everyone except Bournemouth, Brighton, Brentford and City fans, those four clubs want City to win it. Everyone else wants Palace. I certainly want Palace. But I really don't think that Palace are going to win it. I hope they do, but I don't think they're going to win it. I think City have just got the edge on them. We saw that in the 5-2 at the Etihad the other month when they played. Yeah, and I just think it's going to be a City win, sadly. G. Lawrence, but it was Zubamendi that said no to Liverpool. I know, but Zubamendi also said no to City the year before that, didn't he? He said no to City, he said no to Liverpool, and now neither of those two are interested. And he said yes to Arsenal. So that's fine. That's okay. The idea that he said no to Liverpool, no to Man City, I'm waiting for Arsenal, I mean, that's just in your head, mate. Charlton with a chance. Oh, very nearly. Charlton are pushing forward really, really well here. Edward. Oh no, Kieran. I'd love a sixth place team winning any playoffs. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It's nice. I mean, saying that though, Southampton were a sixth place team and they won the playoffs last year. Oh, here we go. This is a chance. Oh, that was really good play there. Really good play by Kone. Exceptional play down the left-hand side. He squared the defender up there. He was brilliant. It was a little step over and just a little burst of pace. That was wonderful. And he just got knocked off balance. Good defending that, actually. Really, really good defending there. From Humphrey as well, no doubt. You asked me to tell you about Humphrey. That was good bit of defending there at the back by the Charlton defender. And Kone looking sharp as well at the other end. Connor Hetfield, I hope Palace deliver. We all do, mate. We all do. William, has this game got pens over it, you reckon? Has this game got pens? Probably. Yeah, probably. I think we might be going the distance here. We might be looking at another 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock finish or whatever. Extra time and penalties. It was 11 o'clock, wasn't it, last night when we finished? So I imagine it'll be another 11 o'clock. Jim, Southampton were fourth, I think. I thought Southampton just snuck into it last year. Now you've got me doubting myself, Jim. 1 second. Season 23-24. Where did they finish? They did as well. Where have I got that from? Where did they finish? Who was it who finished sixth and got promoted? That might have been Southampton in previous years. I don't know where I've got that from. Caleb, are you doing the FA Cup final watch along on Saturday? Yes, I am, yeah. But I should point out, if you are looking for a watch along on YouTube or wherever you look for watch alongs before kickoff, just be aware I was requested to do a Bundesliga game, right? So there's the League 2 playoffs. AFC Wimbledon against Notts County kicks off at 12 o'clock on Saturday. So I'm going to do that one. Here's Campbell. Pulls it back. Chance. Oh, just good block from Wycombe again. Really good block. Yeah, I'm doing AFC Wimbledon against Notts County. Then, straight after that, we're doing Freiburg against Eintracht Frankfurt in the Bundesliga. And that game finishes literally 5-10 minutes before the FA Cup final kicks off. So I'm going to be going like bang, bang, bang from game to game. I was so tempted to leave a gap in the middle, but someone said, can you please do the final day of the Bundesliga season? We really want to see Eintracht Frankfurt and Freiburg, because that's fourth against third. So there's a fight to see who gets Champions League football. Jim, what do Barca need to do to win La Liga tonight? I think they just need to win. Yeah, I think they just need to win against Espanyol. They're 50 minutes in. I think it's still 0-0, that one. Benji Smith, Eze at the double. He's been great this season, Eze, hasn't he? 60 million quid buyout clause. Do we think any team goes for it? Think any team looks at that? Caleb, Eze will cook. Just Jack PB. Palace didn't turn up to the City game, though. Palace, it'll be a good cup final, I believe, yeah. FM No Casuals, just got back from cricket, lad. Hope you're well. Nice. Watching the cricket or playing cricket? Playing cricket in this weather would be lovely. I've never played cricket, but I'm sure it would be lovely. G. Lawrence, in my head, he did say no to Liverpool. That's well known. No, he said no to Liverpool. He said no to City the year before. He didn't say no to Liverpool. I'm waiting for Arsenal. He didn't say that. So that's what I'm saying. It's in your head that you're saying he's only said no to Liverpool and said yes to Arsenal because he wants to come to Arsenal. No, he's been saying no to teams for years because he doesn't want to leave Sociedad, because Sociedad have averaged like 5th and 6th in La Liga, sometimes 4th, every single year. This year they're on course to finish like 14th in La Liga. It's been a terrible year. They're not going to have European football. So now I think he feels compelled to leave. And now, only Arsenal are interested. So he's not said no to Liverpool. Liverpool aren't interested in him anymore. Liverpool don't need a Zubamendi. We're not bothered about Zubamendi. We've got Gravenberch. Gravenberch's just been unbelievable. Player of the year. Young player of the year. Don't need him. We've moved on. We don't need Zubamendi. We needed him last year. We don't need him anymore. Caleb, which one are you more excited for? Europa League final or FA Cup final? Europa League. Of course it's Europa League. Come on, Spurs. Come on, Spurs. Let's get these Mancs beat. Connor Hetfield, are you live tomorrow? Yeah, of course we are. We're live every day on this channel. I think the next game, or the next day that we're not live, I think is like the 27th of May. I think that's the first day I'm not live in months. So I'm live every day until about the 27th, I think. I did my schedule the other day. I'm still uploading new games to YouTube, so if you want to see the schedule, go and check it out. But I think the next day that I'm not actually live is the 27th, because there's no games on. Unless I do, like, the women's under-17s European Championships game. And it's that sort of level that I would be doing. And I guess we could. I mean, it'd be a laugh, wouldn't it, to do just like a totally random game. It'll probably be a women's Super League game, or maybe an under-17s one, sorry. I think there's under-17s, the men's under-17s, there's the women's under something, and there's some like Qatari and Saudi games, I think, I'm sure. They're the only ones, though. There's really not a lot on the 27th. Sorry, Edward, can you do Celtic St Mirren at the weekend? No, mate. The early games at the weekend are all taken. We're doing Wimbledon and Notts County is the early kickoff on the Saturday, and on the Sunday it's Everton Southampton, last ever game at Goodison Park. William, could Frimpong become number 66? As that's going to be one of the numbers available when Trent goes. No, I don't think so. He'll pick a lower number. Tony Snooker fan, hi buddy, just subscribe to you, mate. I'll be watching your watch-alongs when I'm available too. Thanks, Tony. Nice, good. I like that. Cheers, man. Appreciate it. You're very much appreciated. Good to have you. Who do you support, Tony? Other than Snooker, obviously. Kieran, how is Cameron Humphreys doing for Wycombe, number 20? He has just defended really well against Richard Kone. He's had just a good moment of defending a few moments ago. Still half an hour or so from full time. We've not really had many chances in the game. It's been pretty dire to watch. Jim, if anyone deserves it, it's that lad Lamine Yamal. He has to win it, but I think it'll be that ex-Leeds player, Rafinha, the Ballon d'Or. Yamal deserves La Liga and Ballon d'Or, but I think it'll be Rafinha. I think Salah's going to win the Ballon d'Or. I really do. I think Salah's going to win it. He's been the best player in Europe this season. The most goals, the most assists, the most chances created from open play. Like, Salah's been unbelievable. I just don't think you can top Mo Salah this season. So, and he deserves some sort of applaudit for the consistency over the years as well. So, yeah, Rafinha's had a very good season. Lamine Yamal, I'm sure, will win Ballon d'Ors in years to come, but Mo Salah is the one for me. Ben, I'd like to see Palace push on next year. Kind of like Palace. I love Glasner, and I really do like Palace, but I think they'll struggle next year with maybe Eze going, maybe Gay. Well, Gay will go. He'll be gone, won't he? He's in his last year of his contract. It might be 40 million quid there or thereabouts. Chance here, Wycombe cleared away. Yeah, Gay is 40 million quid or so. He'll probably be a Newcastle signing. He stinks of a Newcastle player. That's a definite Newcastle signing. Gay, and then there's Eze, and it probably wouldn't even surprise me if someone like Wharton went. I think City could look at Adam Wharton. Very talented player. I'd love Liverpool to sign Adam Wharton, but we won't. Tony Snooker fan, Norwich City and Arsenal who bottled the Champions League. Hey, who do you think is going to sign? Who do you think the new manager of Norwich should be? Obviously, being linked with our ex-assistant manager Pep Linders, and Liverpool's old first team coach as well, Gary O'Neill, ex-Wolves. Who do you think the new Norwich City manager should be? Edward, can you do some WSL next season? Probably not, mate. No, probably not. It's not really my thing. I don't know enough about it. Like I was saying the other night, I'd just be doing it for the sake of PR and because there's a game on kind of thing. I honestly have no idea about anything in the Women's Super League. I don't know anything about the game. I don't know who's good in the game. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you who the best teams are. And it's a very different game, isn't it? So yeah, I'd be lost, I think. FM No Casuals, what happens if you need a... Well, to be honest, that has happened in prior streams and I've just had to kind of grit my teeth and bear it. Antiaz, great shirt, gave a follow. Cheers, mate, appreciate it. Thank you very much. Bulldozer, best get your snacks prepped then. I'm not really I know I look it, but I'm not a snacks guy. I'm more of a main meal. I like sitting down and having a nice meal. So I think I'll probably just have nothing throughout the day, and then on the night we're doing Strasbourg against Le Havre. That's the game after the FA Cup final. Once the FA Cup final finishes, we're doing the final Liga game of the season, Strasbourg and Le Havre. So Strasbourg could get Champions League football if they win. So we're going to be doing that one at 8 o'clock, and I might just be able to squeeze a bit of tea in between that. Bailey, Wembley. There you go. Who do you want to play, Bailey? Who do you want to play? Do you want Charlton? Do you want Wycombe? Who do you think you've got the better chance of beating? Al, didn't know you knew him personally, fella. Get out, Prem Dad, haven't. FM No Casuals can't miss the Albanian playoffs on the 27th, lad. Nick D527, Usman deserves the Ballon d'Or 100%. I just think Usman's career's been a little bit all over the place, hasn't it? He's not been consistent enough. He's had a very good year, but he's not had as good a year as Mo Salah. If Dembele if they win the Champions League, which I do think they will, then there's an outside chance, isn't there? He would be probably the main competitor to Mo Salah for it, but yeah. Villains TV, them selling Eze is crazy for them. He's got a buyout clause, so it's not really down to them. I think 60 million for Eze based on this season is probably spur change, isn't it? Like that's a good bargain. It's a good bargain. Jake Curtin, how are you, the lads? George, can't be missing the Algerian under-21 league games, mate. I know. I might, just for a laugh, I'll just see what games are on about then on the 27th, and we'll just pick a game. We'll do it. If you check my YouTube and you spot a random thumbnail, that's what it's for. If you spot a random thumbnail, just see. We'll be doing some sort of mad game on the 27th. Jackson, YGAB, any Swansea? I haven't got any Swansea shirts behind me. No, I would have liked it. I would have liked the orange and green, sort of. It was red and green, wasn't it? The Meet Chew one, the old Meet Chew classic. I would have liked a Swansea shirt back in the day, but I've got plenty. I've got loads of daft ones, but no Swansea one, sadly. No Swansea one. Who do you support? I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. I'm a Liverpool fan, but as you've probably gathered, we watch everyone on this channel. So we're watching the League One playoffs now. I've just seen Thierry Small's gone off. Ex-Everton, Thierry Small. We're watching the League One playoffs now. We're watching the Championship. We're watching Premier League, League One, Liga, La Liga, Bundesliga, La Liga, everyone. We watch everyone on this channel. We do more watch-alongs on this channel, would you believe, than any other football fan channel. Right, more, and we've got a proper diverse group of fans in the community here. So it's all different sets of fans. We all get involved. There's all banter flying back and forth. But yeah, if you like watch-alongs, if you like that sort of thing, and you're not interested in echo chambers, I feel like that's what you get when I go and watch Liverpool fan channels. It feels like it's just a load of Liverpool fans nodding and agreeing with each other. Yeah, he's great, him, isn't he? Yeah, he's great. Yeah, he's fantastic. Yeah, he's brilliant. Doesn't really feel like a lot of external perspective, let's say. So I quite like the fact that we get that on this channel. Tony, by the way, I feel Coventry City still thought they was better than Sunderland, to be honest. Right. See, I thought that game, mate, was very much decided by two errors, wasn't it? Van Evik in the first leg, and then the second leg, Kitchen, who was so good. He just switched off on the corner in the final seconds, and Ballard, big header, final seconds. So I just think, yeah, Coventry were really good. And And there wasn't much between the two teams over the 2 legs, but if you're Sunderland and you get 2 errors and you punish those 2 errors, I think you have to go through. Edward, will you do the Soccer Aid stream? Again, not really my thing, that, mate. It's not really my style. Competitive football only, including the Algerian under-21s. Tony Snooker fan, got my other comments. Yes, mate, I have. Sorry, we've got loads flying in back and forth on all the other chats. Connor Hetfield, please consider the Brazilian Serie A. Yeah, I don't mind a little bit of Brazilian footy, but again, it's usually on at like daft o'clock. So I've got a little girl. I can't be up at. I mean, Christ, it's going to be 11 o'clock. If this finishes extra time and pens, it's going to be 11 o'clock here. So I have to just kind of like turn the mic sensitivity up and just quieten down a little bit. Edward, can you remember the first time? I can't, mate. He's not small, he's quite tall, though. Sellers been sacked from Hull. Yeah, that's a tough one to accept for Hull fans, isn't it? Let's be honest. But to be honest, he has been fortunate to keep him in the division. They only stayed up on the final day due to the skin of the teeth. That draw away at Portsmouth, they could have well gone down. West Ham fan, nice. I like West Ham fans. Well, I like West Ham. I don't know about West Ham fans. I like West Ham. Good club. Like Jared Bowen. I liked the Europa Conference League. I was cheering West Ham on in that. So, yeah, no problem at all with West Ham. Paul Lambert, why do you think Brazilians are good at football? Probably poverty, if I'm honest. A lot of it is. And it's the same with Uruguay, isn't it? A lot of street football. There's not an awful lot else to do. So it usually ends up being kids on the street playing sort of footy all day. And I mean, that used to be the case over here. That was the culture in England, wasn't it? You'd go out certainly in like the 6-week holidays. I don't know if that's the same for you, but like when it was the 6-week holidays, we used to literally wake up, go out in the morning, not come back until the street lights were on. So we'd be out all day, and it would literally be jumpers down in the field, go and take like a massive jug of whatever, fill it up with like cordial, and throw that down, have a drink, maybe nip the chippy on your lunch. But other than that, like you was out all day playing football. And that's how England has produced good footballers over the years. You've got that by the mountainfuls in Brazil, haven't you? Chance here for Charlton. Oh, unlucky. Straight across the face of goal. Tony Snooker fan, I want Steve Cooper, mate. Steve Cooper. I didn't even know he was still. Well, he's been kind of out of it since Leicester, hasn't he? Not sure he's necessarily going to be the right appointment for Norwich, but... Oh, must be! Oh, has he missed it? McCleary, chance there! Great block. This is fabulous defending from Charlton. Proper last-ditch stuff. We're in the last 15 minutes here, and Wycombe really should have scored there. They really should have scored there. No, Skill Aaron, what game are you watching? Sorry, mate, we're watching Charlton and Wycombe. It's 0-0 from the first leg. We're 0-0 in the second leg. We've got 15 minutes left to go here. It is just starting to ramp up in intensity. George, are you watching the Malawi Super League next week? Keep an eye out for it. We will be doing it. Riley Jacko, Sunderland versus Sheffield United. Who wins? I think Sheffield United. I hope Sunderland, but I think Sheffield United. I'm afraid to say. Tony Snook fan, he's in the frame. What's your thoughts on Gary O'Neill? I think Gary O'Neill would be the better one. I really do. I think Gary O'Neill would bring you back up, and he plays good football. I like Gary O'Neill. I think he's a likeable guy. Maybe not as handsome as Steve Cooper, but he's a good. I think he'd be a good appointment for Norwich. Yeah. Pep Linders, I think he's an assistant manager. He's not a. He wants to be a gaffer, calling the pulling the strings and all that, but he's a very, very good assistant manager. The same way Brian Kidd was, the same way Carlos Queiroz was. These guys get delusions of grandeur after a while of being a very good backup, and then they go out there, they try and manage, and they can't quite do it. So I think that's what we're seeing with Pep Linders. Will, for a neutral guy with no interest in either teams, this game is enjoyable. I mean, look, we're going to get a big finish here. I think we're almost certainly going to get a finish like the Sunderland game. Football. Do you think Arne Slot will try to sign Reinders since he played for Slot before? Probably not, no. I think Reinders is almost certain to go to City, and I think he'll be a great signing for City, by the way. Yeah, I think he'll be a great signing for City. Bulldozer 7113, sun up till sundown over Manor Park. I was thinking more Sidak, mate. Sidak. I don't know if you ever went over Sidak, but yeah, Sidak was where it was at. How haven't Charlton scored? How haven't Wycombe scored? To be honest, mate, it's been pretty drab from both of them, and then they've just had a few little chances in the last few moments. Lucas Lambert, I'm watching Barca and Espanyol, should be 2-0 up. Oh, you meant Wycombe. Sorry, I thought you meant Wycombe. Edward came across on the Feb 6th. All right, nice. Clarkson Cranes, I'm about to lose my bet if they don't score. If they don't score or if they don't score 2. There will be a pitch invasion. There might well be. If there's a goal here at the end, there might well be. It wouldn't surprise me. A Charlton goal, there might well be a pitch invasion. Lucas Lambert, on all apps, is your name Premier League Dad? Yes. Yes, it is Premier League Dad on all apps. If you go and check me out on, particularly on YouTube, like I said, we're on Twitch, we're on X, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and we're on TikTok and YouTube, obviously, as well. But particularly if you want to support the channel, if you want to help us, if you want to do me a favour, get over to, especially if you're intending on watching our lives, if you like these lives, if you enjoy them, right? It would massively help me. You don't have to keep keep your hand in your pocket. I don't want anything from you. But if you enjoy watching the lives and you planning on sticking around, it would mean the world if you could go and like, subscribe on YouTube and go and follow over there as well. That would make a massive difference. If you're watching the game over there as well. And the reason is because we're such a new channel, I'm trying to build up watch hours at YouTube. You've got to build up your watch hours. That's what it's called. Building up your watch hours. And the only way that I do that is by getting people to watch the lives on YouTube, right? So, and as many of you can watch the live on YouTube as possible, it makes a massive, massive difference. The lives are already live on YouTube after the game. They're always published there. So you can watch them after the game, of course, if you prefer to stay on TikTok or Twitch or X or Instagram or Facebook or wherever you might be watching this. It's all fine, no pressure at all. But if you do want to help, if you do want to be do a good gesture for today, that makes a massive difference. William, I'm going to send my good mate Harrison Burrows a message if I can and say good luck in the final, maybe a free ticket. Tony Snooker, oh my god, scary scenes happening at Barcelona are running loads of hundreds of fans over. Just seen a clip on X. Oh god, that's not good. Edward, do you want to put a 20 quid bet on me? I bet you we don't get top 4 or 5 next season. Liverpool? Yeah, I'll have that bet. That's fine. 20 quid that Liverpool don't get the top 5 next season. So you think we'll finish 6th or lower? Alright. Charlton are in. Must be! Must be! It's 1-0 Charlton! It's in the 80th minute and it's Matt Gooden. It's 1-0 Charlton. It was a long ball forward. It's an absolute nothing ball. It's as scrappy as you like. It's 1-0 Charlton. Let's get the graphic up on screen. Let's get the goal animation going. Charlton 1, Wycombe 0. There it is. Matty Godden. Long ball over the top. It was a nothing ball. And Wycombe just couldn't defend it. Tired legs, tired minds. Oh my god. Look at that fella in the stands. He's got his top off. Goodness me. No, Skill Aaron, what are they playing for? They're playing for the playoff final. Placing the playoff final against Leyton Orient. There's a claim for a foul from the keeper, but you're not getting that. You're not getting that. He's every right to go for that ball. I just wonder whether there's a handball in there. That's the only thing. Looks like there might be a handball when it comes back. Oh, let's just see. Let's just see. Lamine Yamal has scored for Barcelona. Connor Hetfield, my £1 gone. Now it's just rice and water in my fridge. Will, the guy needs to go on Weight Watchers in the Charlton fans area. You need one more, do you, Clarks? Okay, right. You need one more goals. Yeah, alright, fine, Edward. I'll take that. I'll take that. Look at that Charlton fan. Oh, goodness gracious me. Good lad. Well done. Well, there you go. Charlton 1, Wycombe 0, and that could well be Charlton heading to the playoff final. I said they would be. I felt that Charlton would be the team to go up. Charlton 1, Wycombe 0. Can Wycombe turn it round now? Because otherwise, I mean, we might well be heading to extra time and penalties if not. It is literally just hoofball at this point. They're just hoofing it forward. It's properly poor football. It's really poor. Callum, Yamal 1-0 Barca. They may have sealed La Liga. Yeah, I think it is. It's done and dusted, isn't it, with Barca. Geordie Rob, what's the score, mate? Charlton 1, Wycombe 0. Charlton have literally just scored. Barely 2 minutes before you came into the chat. Matty Godden has scored to make it 1-0 Charlton on the night and 1-0 on aggregate. So it's looking like Charlton are gonna be going to Leyton Orient, going to the playoff final against Leyton Orient at Wembley in a week or so. Or when is it? 2 weeks. When is it? I think it's the 24th, isn't it? It's 24th. I think it's the 24th. Aaron, I think TikTok will ban for the live com. Turn it down. Ooh, maybe. Yeah, go on. Okay, yeah, we'll turn it down. I didn't realise that, to be honest. Why do you think that? Is it really that? I didn't realise it was that loud, but thanks for that, mate. Thanks for flagging it. There you go. It's turned down then. Will, apparently it was a corker, the Yamal goal. And they usually are. He's a cracking player, isn't he? Absolutely cracking player. It's the 25th. Okay. Popular live. Does that mean I am a popular live? I don't think I am on the popular lives. I've only got 10 people. 25th, right? So it's a Sunday then, right? Charlton are pushing forward again here. It's going to be a free kick just outside the area. Just outside the area. Rochdale Southend playoff gone to extra time. Has it really? Ooh, we should have really kept that one on then, to be honest, shouldn't we? Let's have a look. Rochdale Southend National League playoffs 3-3. That's not on telly anywhere either, is it? 24th is Sunderland v Sheffield. That's the one, right? So 24th Sunderland v Sheffield. 25th is League One. Charlton with the shot from distance. Good save from the keeper. Connor Hetfield winning so far. Just need Bilbao to win or draw. Nice. Well, we are on 0-0 with Getafe and Bilbao. It's on DAZN. Alright, okay. I guess we could have turned it over at the end, depending on what happens in this one, if Wycombe don't manage to nick it at the very, very end. McCleary's going off. Gareth McCleary, Clarkson Cranes, come on please, one more goal. It was a bold... mate, what odds did you get? What odds did you get for over one goal in this game? McCleary, Reach and Simon's off. Westergaard, Codwer. I didn't see who else was coming on. But Wycombe have made 3 changes there. Come on please, one more goal. Yeah, so what odds did you get for more than one goal in the game? Lucas Lambert, what minute is it in? It's on the 87th minute currently. '88th, actually. Does Charlton deserve the lead? Probably just about, yeah. Probably just about. It's not been a particularly good game, if I'm dead honest with you, Rob. It's been a poor game. Will, is my clicking those hearts doing a like or not? I have no clue how YouTube works. I don't think it works like that on YouTube. I think for YouTube, it's very much about likes and comments and watch time. So as long as you're watching it, sort of thing, it makes a big difference. So all of that helps kind of push it out to more and more people. So yeah, absolutely, mate. If you can do that, that's great. But you don't need to... I don't think it makes any difference on YouTube in the way that it does with TikTok. Tenai Watson coming on for Tyrese Campbell. Charlton... I've got a couple of minutes to hang on here. But thank you for trying, Will. I really appreciate that, mate. Thank you so much. You're a good guy. You're a gent. Lucas Lambert, wow. La Liga is just a diving game. Rob, shame Connor Coventry wasn't at the Sunderland game. Maybe would have had Coventry some luck. I mean, Wycombe, if you're a Wycombe fan, you're looking at this and thinking... We've not turned up. We just haven't turned up. There was one big chance in the game for Wycombe. And, you know, you could say that it was a bad miss. But I prefer to look at it and say, actually, do you know what? I think Wycombe... they got the shot on target and Charlton defended it really, really well. It was a good block. It was 2 good blocks, actually. So yeah, I don't think Charlton... Oh, Charlton, they're in here. He's onside. Is he on? It's a lob. And it's in as well. That was a great finish, that. He's offside. It was a great finish, but... Yeah, Matty Godden ruled out. Glory, glory, Man United. Good to see you, Kuram. How you doing? No skill, Aaron. What game will you be watching tomorrow? Chelsea v Man United. Chelsea v Man United. That's the game tomorrow. I don't know if we've got more than one tomorrow. I actually think that's the only game we're doing. I'm sure I'm only live once tomorrow, which is a bit of a rarity. The vast majority of days we've got at least 2 games. But tomorrow, I believe, if I just double check... Yeah. Tomorrow we've only got Chelsea and Man United. So we're doing Chelsea v Man United. Villa v Tottenham kicks off 45 minutes before. Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll start the live early. So I've got the live scheduled for 6:30 p.m. So what I'll do is I'll start the live at 6:30 tomorrow. We'll do a build up to the Villa Spurs game. We'll watch the first half of Villa. And then we'll turn over to United and we'll watch the rest of United. But the game, the thumbnail game, the game that we're actually watching is Chelsea v Man United. So once we've watched the first half of Villa Spurs, we're not watching the second half. Just to be crystal clear, we have to stick with the game that we've put the thumbnail on. What is going on with Nathan Jones? Is he having some sort of a... I'm not being funny. Again, Christ, I've got epilepsy. But that looked like some sort of an angry seizure sort of thing. He looks really, really twisted with rage. Was you fast when you played football? Probably not fast. No, I was okay. I was adequate. I wasn't slow, I would say. I wasn't slow, but I wasn't fast. I was just very, very hard working. Like an Andy Robertson. Could put a ball in. I had a decent left foot. Yeah, I was alright. No skill, Aaron. Always United. You love them. FM No Casuals, Charlton back in the champ. Yeah, I think so too, mate. Geordie Rob, Villa Tottenham kicks off 45 minutes before. Yeah, love it. Don't fancy Villa Spurs since you're such a big Spurs and Ange fan. We'll do both. We'll watch both games. But particularly United. That's what we're going to stick with. Pedri lover, Lamine Yamal, que golazzo. What a goal, yeah. Geordie Rob, are you watching the Newcastle Arsenal one? Yes. Yeah, we will be on Saturday. We will be watching that. We're about a minute and a half. Charlton have got 90 seconds from added time here. Clark, that Coventry guy, is decent. To be honest, I think Charlton tonight, there's not really been any massive standouts, but I think Humphrey at the back, who Kieran in the chat was asking us to keep an eye out for him. He's on loan from Ipswich, I believe. But yeah, Humphrey at the back, I think, has been quite good. He's dealt with those long balls well for Charlton. He's probably been the standout for me. What's Saturday's schedule? Saturday's schedule is AFC Wimbledon versus Notts County, 11:30am start. That's the League 2 playoff semi-final. We're going to do that. Then we're going to do Freiburg against Eintracht Frankfurt in the Bundesliga. Final game of the Bundesliga season. That's third against fourth in the Bundesliga. So at least one of them is going to get Champions League football. So that's massive. So we're doing that. And then straight after, Palace v City, FA Cup final. And then once that's finished, Strasbourg v Le Havre in Liga. Strasbourg could yet get Champions League football. So we're going to be doing that. Finley Hannah, is Charlton v Wycombe over yet? 30 seconds, Finley. 30 seconds. I'll tell you once the ref blows. JEFC 1878, Everton v Southampton. We're doing that one on Sunday. Yeah, that's Sunday. 11am we'll be live for that one. The build up to the goodbye to the grand old lady. Yeah, we'll be doing that, mate. Absolutely. And then straight after that one, we're doing West Ham v Forest, which follows, and then Arsenal Newcastle. But we're past the 4 minutes of added on time here now. The ref is going to blow. He's got his whistle to his mouth. Charlton 1, Wycombe 0. We are seconds away from Charlton going to Wembley. Nathan Jones is screaming. He's on the touchline. He's saying, what are you doing? Get back. Get back. He's dropped to his knees. He's literally dropped to his knees. What's going on? Has the ref blown up yet or what? He's not even blown up yet. Mate, get up. He's a bit of a weirdo, isn't he? He's a bit of a madhead, isn't he? I didn't think he was that mad, Nathan Jones. He's a plant pot short of an allotment, him. What's he doing? Even his players aren't behaving like this. Like, I get it, it's nervous, it's tense, mate. I'd be the same, but there you go. The ref's blown up now. Honestly, his antics then from Nathan Jones were so bad, like so intense, so wacky, so mental, that for the last 30 seconds of that game, the Sky cameras weren't even focused on the pitch and the players and the game that was going on. They were all focused on Nathan Jones. They were watching Nathan Jones while he was like falling to the floor like this. There is a pitch invasion. It's mental. It's all finished. It's finished. Charlton 1, Wycombe 0. It's going to be Charlton v Leyton Orient in the playoff final. There you go. Callum, stick Espanyol Barca game on now, Kieran, I reckon. Nah, I think, mate, it's nearly 10 o'clock. It's nearly 10 o'clock. Yamal just scored a ridiculous goal. You're going to swap to the Rochdale game. Christ, I can't wait. Someone wants me to switch to the Rochdale game. He wants me to switch to the Barcelona game. Bloody hell, I've never seen so many people on the pitch. I know, it's mad, isn't it? That's going to be a great end. Look at that. Christ, how have they got... I thought that was... I don't know what I've just thought that was then. It looked like a cannon was on the pitch. They're getting Nathan Jones and the players down the tunnel now. They're going to have to escort the players off. This is the mad thing, though. The fans running onto the pitch. Did you see the Burnley fan? The Burnley fan who got suspended. His season ticket has been suspended because of that. Burnley against Sheffield United. Burnley obviously they won and they secured promotion, there was a big pitch invasion, and Burnley have wrote to season ticket holders to tell them that their season ticket for next season has been suspended, or it's been not suspended. It's been cancelled and voided. They can't come to the games. They've got an immediate 1-year ban or 2-year ban or something like that because they encroach the pitch. They've used the camera to identify the exact seat in the season ticket holder, and they've sent out like hundreds of letters to Burnley fans telling them you're not going to be able to be there next season. I beg Charlton wins. KMC, Yamal just scored a ridiculous goal. If you've seen, I haven't, mate. We've been watching Charlton, and it's lovely that it is nice, isn't it? You want to see fans loving that. That's really good for Charlton because they've had a rough time of it. And look, Charlton could well be going back up to the Championship. They could be on the way back. I wonder. Charlton v Leyton Orient. What do we think? Tony Snooker fan. I like the passion from the manager, to be honest, and I'll say the Bradford City fans who ran on were so naughty. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it goes both ways, but it's not just the Bradford fans. As I say, the Burnley fans got plenty of stick. Connor Hetfield, thank you, Charlton. Will, he's fuming. Nathan Jones, Jay, Charlton should be in the Prem. We've had great Charlton teams in the Prem, haven't we? No, Aaron, thoughts on the Prem Player of the Season nomination? I think they got it completely wrong. I'm sure you did. I can't believe Bruno wasn't in there. KAMC, have you heard what's happened to Stockton Town? I haven't. Tell me what's happened to Stockton Town. Finley Hannah, come on. Marco, are you watching La Liga right now? I'm not, mate. We're watching Charlton and Wycombe. It's just finished. The game has just ended. So we're going to be ending the game or ending the live shortly. I'm going to be wrapping up and going home. I'll be getting ready for Chelsea against Manchester United tomorrow night, as well as Aston Villa and Tottenham, of course. Lucas Lambert, will there be VAR at Wembley? I don't think there is. I don't know, actually. Can someone correct me on this? I don't know if there is VAR at Wembley now. I think with these two, because there's not been VAR throughout the whole season or VAR in the playoff semis, I think when they get to Wembley, VAR isn't used. That's my understanding of it. It could be wrong. I'm not entirely sure. If anyone knows different or better, then please, I'm happy to be educated. I'm almost certain that VAR isn't used in the League One or the Championship playoff finals. I'm almost certain that's the case. Rochdale scored 4-3, 98th minute. Gateshead was so unlucky to not secure promotion as they had to win, and they drew 0-0, sadly. Gateshead close to me. No Scalaran, Caicedo, Bruno, Cunha, Canate, McAllister should have been in with Salah and Burmo as Isaac. Southend, not Rochdale, sorry. Right, okay. Well, hey, there you go. So, Charlton versus Leyton Orient, Sunday, May 25th. It'll be a 12 p.m. start, which will mean it'll be, a 1:30, 1 o'clock kickoff. So, yeah, we'll be live for that one. You can bet your bottom dollar we'll be live for that one. And thank you very much. I appreciate everyone who's followed tonight, everyone who's liked and watched and all that sort of thing. We'll be live tomorrow night, as usual. We'll be live at 6:30 p.m. for Aston Villa v Spurs and then Manchester United against... Chelsea against Manchester United from Stamford Bridge. So, two very, very big games tomorrow night in the Premier League. We'll be live for both of them. Come and check us out. Make sure you've liked and subscribed. Make sure you've give us a like and a comment and all that good stuff. Whatever platform you're watching on, whether it be TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, Twitch. Love you lots. Have a nice night. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Take it easy.